Hey guys, Otterface here, and no, this is not the voice you were expecting. You were expecting a lovely Australian, but you're getting a northern person, Scouser, if you want to be specific. First, I'd like to thank Bane for allowing me to do a guest video on his channel, for his guest video of the month series. Even though he's, part of a community that hasn't been historically marginalised, like otters have been for thousands of years, I really do appreciate that he was able to offer me, it gave me this opportunity. Anyway, hello guys, I'm Otterface. I'm a Scouse otter who looks at the bizarre activities of SJWs, feminism, and anything that really bothers me. And just laugh and get annoyed at things, or with a lovely Scouse accent that you will definitely love if you subscribe to my channel and like my video and shit like that, which you should do, or you'll die. Now, as I've been watching SJWs and third wave feminism and Black Lives Matter content, analysing it a bit and criticising it, poking fun at it and talking about how pointless it is, I've started to realise over the past few months how cult-like these groups are, and I'm sure you've noticed this as well. So I decided to go into what makes a cult, and I wasn't really surprised with some of the characteristics, and it was kind of sad how much you could compare them to social justice, how you can compare cults to social justice warrior communities, third wave feminism, and some aspects of Black Lives Matter, if not the whole thing. So here are 10 reasons why these communities are cults. Value and obedience to God over the grace and mercy of God. Now, with social justice warriors, there is a value of obedience to the groupthink, to the hive mind, being on the, quote, right side of history, being in the favour and the gracious mercy of feminism and social justice. Social justice warriors value the obedience to this community, whether that's to virtue signal, to self-flagellate themselves because of their white guilt, to become allies, etc, etc. One central head / father / guru that seems to lead the group directly or indirectly. Now, while there is no pope of social justice, of Black Lives Matter and of third wave feminism, there are certainly obvious figures, like leading figures, that these communities revere. Emma Watson, Hillary Clinton, Anita Sarkeesian, Julie Bindel, Jessica Valenti, Lacey Green, Francesca Ramsey, the 3 women who started Black Lives Matter. These are only a few examples of people who have power, who are listened to seriously, whether that's by mainstream media or by mainstream publications on and offline. Should you dare to step out of line, should you dare to criticize these people, you will be branded with the scarlet letter R for racism, or S for sexism, or B for bigots, or just all of them. You will be deemed the enemy since your criticisms mean you obviously hate the group they speak on behalf of, i.e. women. You just hate women. And therefore, everyone in that group will probably hate you right back and demonize you as the worst of humankind for daring to criticize their leaders. Family is destroyed in the form of obedience to God. When it comes to feminism especially, there is very much a vibe from certain feminist circles that even the concept of starting a family is problematic, or that the fact that women may enjoy or desire the idea of being housewives and being mothers is problematic, and those desires are in opposition to what third wave feminism believes. Those ideals in some circles will brand the offender as someone who has been forced into the traditional gender roles by the devil, which in this case means they've been socialized by the evil patriarchal society to conform to what women should be. Unless it's a family of only women, of course, the concept of family in some feminist circles is demonized, and some even encourage the breakup of women from their male partners in an act of political lesbianism.
But what I could never understand, and I did resent, was them going home to men at night. It just seemed such a contradiction, and often I would get very angry when I would challenge them about this, and they would say, well, that's just the way I am, I just don't fancy women, having no understanding at all of the fact that sexuality is a social construct, and that we all make choices depending on the way that we want to live in the world we want to see.
The use of hypnotic prayer sessions, people falling asleep, often during prayer meetings and discussions. Now, while I haven't come across any hypnotic prayer sessions, I have seen this.
It is our duty to fight.
It is our duty to fight.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We have nothing to lose in our change.
It is our duty to fight.
It is our duty to fight.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win. It is our duty to fight for freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
Our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win. We have nothing to lose but our change.
We have a duty to fight.
We have a duty to fight.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must all protect one another.
We must all protect one another.
Now, if that isn't the making of a cult, I do not know what is. An unusual giving up of practices or hobbies that were once very close and dear to their personality. For example, I have a passion for playing the drums and very good at it, but God won't let me play anymore. So here's how it ties into social justice warriors and feminism. Especially. Feminism and social justice warriors aggressively put forward the concept of cultural appropriation, which, if you don't know, is defined as something that occurs when the members of a dominant culture take from the cultures of minorities and exploit them for pure evil. You can't wear those dreadlocks because that's their culture. You can't wear that kimono because that's my culture. You can't wear that headdress, that's cultural appropriation. Is that sushi you're eating? Cultural appropriation. As we told by Lena Dunham. Of course, it's typically a bunch of white girls with frame glasses, god-awful fringes, and 10 million cats and bullhorn nose rings telling you this, and not usually the people whose culture they're trying to white knight. Yeah, like how white knights protect the ladies. Normally, the people in those cultures don't really care. However, who cares about that? Some white person is enjoying themselves. That has to stop. The cult-like mentality of this stems from the idea that one needs to give up those practices that encourage the crime of cultural appropriation, even if the follower actually enjoys it, even if the follower simply desires to understand the culture in a positive way. But hey, you're an evil white sinner, and you need to repent for your sins. Well, your ancestors' sins for whatever they did in the past. You're also banned from saying certain words. You can't say words that make the group angry, like bossy, bossy. You're not allowed to enjoy films that fail the Bechdel test and and you're not allowed to sing along to music that you may very well enjoy. However, should it have misogynistic lyrics, well, you may as well be listening to the devil's music. The cult mentality within this group needs to adhere to the politically correct narrative or else face the wrath of the group. The promotion of the concept of unity, but in reality they argue that everyone else is wrong. Feminists will constantly talk about how women need to come together in solidarity and help each other. They need to band together and fight against the evil patriarchy. However, the theory of intersectionality causes sex within feminism to fight against each other. It divides them rather than unites them. Because black women have their space, but then what about the black disabled lesbians? They'll complain about not having a space of their own, and so on and so forth, and it causes all these civil wars within this community. Feminists promote and sell the idea that we're all in this together as women, unless the women have a different sort of opinion, and they become just as much of an oppressor as any cis-het heteronormative neo-Nazi and white male would. Demons are in everything. According to social justice warriors and feminists, we live in an evil white supremacy, capitalist patriarchy that holds up straight white men and subjugates the rest. Everything unpleasant and offensive in their lives is a result of them being oppressed by the systems and societies they live in.
Everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
Truth is, literally everyone and everything is problematic.
All men are misogynistic, all cisgender people are transphobic, all members of a majority are biased against the members of the minority or oppressed group. In fact, most people are racist, misogynistic, transphobic, ableist, etc.
According to these groups, everything around them is demonic, is evil, it's problematic. Everything is an enemy to them, sometimes even themselves.
Sorry I'm white. Sorry I'm male. Sorry I'm white. Sorry I'm male. Sorry I'm white. I'm sorry I'm male. Why am I a monster?
Disregard for local authorities. Well.
And you cannot be in the vehicle while I'm towing this vehicle.
Well, if you go get your superior, he'll clarify
right
that he can be set free because he does not have to have a license.
That's not going to happen right now, young lady.
You're trespassing.
You're favoring them.
No,
the law's favoring these fuckers.
Listen.
She's passionate.
Fuck you! They're fucking pigs!
She has cute behavior.
Bacon, fry like bacon, pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon, pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon.
Your law, and I promise you, if they go about their burden of whatever they said you're doing, you pull your piss out and you fucking bust at it. You better fucking take action. I don't give a fuck whether you knock them over, whether you run up on them, whatever you do. You better fucking take action. I might fucking die.
If anyone disagrees with the core teachings of the group, they are considered to be afflicted with the demon, but openly say they're open to disagreements. Right, anyone who is a woman and against feminism has internalized misogyny, obviously. Anyone who is a black person and against Black Lives Matter are Uncle Toms and have internalized racism. Anyone who is who's transgender and criticizes other transgender people or transgenders, just like Riley Dennis and Miley Stewart, has internalized transphobia or trans misogyny. Anyone who is gay but they're Republican or right wing are actually suffering from internalized homophobia. Any ex-Muslim who is critical of Islam is an Uncle Tom, or they're being used by the right wings as a pet. But then they will be the same people who will then say that they're up for discussion, that they're happy to be disagreed with, and they'll also say they're open-minded people as well. They try to convince you that you've been through much trauma in your life. For example, whipped, beaten, scorned. This is probably the most important one. Feminists will always tell you that you as a woman are beaten down. Social justice warriors will be the first to tell you that you are held down because you are a black man, because you are a Muslim, because you are transgender, because you are gay. You are considered a victim to them. These are the people who will attempt to convince you that the police are racist against you. These are people who will work to assure you that the night you simply regretted in embarrassment was actually you getting raped. No one else will tell you that you are oppressed. No one else will tell you that you are being held down by something because of the colour of your skin, or what's between your legs, or because who you like to fuck. Only social justice warriors, only Black Lives Matter, only third wave feminists will tell you this. And this is why these communities are in fact cults, who revel and bathe in their victim statuses because that's what gets them followers in current year. I'd like to thank Bane again for allowing me to make a video for him. Not all my videos are like this. I'm starting to experiment with different forms of content. I also talk shit a lot about Black Lives Matter, especially in the UK, BuzzFeed, decoded feminism, and all that, and try to break down the logic as much as I can without drinking too much bleach. That would be enough to kill me. So if you want to see more of that, then please hop over to my channel and have a look. Or, you know, you don't have to. I'm a fucking otter, not a cop or your mum. Alright guys, have a fantastic day. Otterface out.